One of the fundamentals of the modern data center today is obviously virtualization. It's virtualization that allows us to have this environment that can scale up and down and migrate workloads seamlessly. Having purely, however, just the virtualization component is limiting. And the reason why that is in terms of we need to understand the actual application and have good monitoring capability around the application itself. Just because I can virtualize it doesn't necessarily mean that I understand the highs and lows of the application or the demands of the application. And it's key to make sure we're monitoring that to provide more virtualization capability in terms of more compute power, for example, to that application. That's where Microsoft's uniqueness is in terms of the ability via the Microsoft Windows Server 2012 R2 platform for the HyperV component in the operating system through to Microsoft System Center 2012 R2 that allows us to have this end-to-end management capability. 2012 R2 System Center allows us to obviously look at both the auditing, the configuration, and deployment components of the solution, but also in terms of that System Center stack allows us very much to monitor the performance of the application itself, even to the degree of testing the performance that the user would incur so that we can make changes to the environment before a user even is impacted. And that's obviously key as a differentiator. So that virtualization component is complemented via the management stack from Microsoft. It's this rich capability that allows a customer to consider Microsoft HyperV as a virtualization platform and then migrate these workloads to a public solution like Microsoft Azure or potentially even to a hosting partner in terms of a shared infrastructure from a solution like that as well. The reality is in terms of these migrations hinder a lot of those deployments in terms of the complexity and the scaremongering around obviously looking at a migration strategy. A migration would dictate a backup of a current environment, potentially a restore to the new environment. That implies downtime, implies a lot of testing, implies a lot of complexity in terms of trying to determine with this migration work and what is the rollback plan and so on. So that would be underlying reasons in terms of the hindrance of moving to a true virtualized platform. There are tools out there in the environment today that can assist you with some of these considerations in terms of doing the migration testing, for example, in terms of assisting with automation from a backup and restore perspective. Solutions from Vision Solutions such as Double Take Move allow this to be simplified. It allows this to be done seamlessly with zero downtime. Therefore, the risk is I have an existing environment and only once I'm obviously happy with the migration can I switch over. And that's a key differentiator in terms of their capability. What's key though is it's not a case of a new tool set to learn. The integration with System Center here is key to assist with this migration. The benefit of the Double Take solution is a new tool set. And with a lot of these solutions today, that tool set implies an expert consulting practice, for example, or learning that capability for potentially a once-off migration. And that's obviously in itself an issue in terms of making sure that skill set is in-house, obviously consulting that into the organization.